my class, SQL tutorial class 14. Uh, in our previous class, we have learned about what is window function and what are the types of window function. We have learned with example, which are the types like rank, dense rank, then row number, then lag lead, all these window types of window function we have learned. Now we are going to continue that topic with by learning on a by learning another types of window function, that is first value, what is first value, last value, nth value, entire value, then what is percent rank, then what is cumin distribution, then what are the alternate ways to write SQL query using window function. These are the things we are going to learn today. And one more thing we are going to learn, that is frame clause. So make sure you have watched my previous video. If you don't watch that video, you will not understand a single thing from this video. So please watch that video before coming to this video. So let's begin. To understand our very first topic of today's video, we need to create a table. This is the syntax of table: create table name product, then product category, brand, product name, price, and we need to execute this, and we need to insert these values into the table, where we have a product name, product brand name, then uh, product price and product category. So in this way, total we have 27 records, and now we are going to execute this. Select star from product to see or table is ready or no. Yes, we have successfully executed. Select star from product. So here we have table, product category. We have different product category like phone, laptop, earphone, headphone, and we have different brands: Apple, Samsung, Google, Dell, Microsoft, Sony, OnePlus. These are the brands we're having. Then we have product name and we have price of the product. Now let's start with our first topic. Basically, what is first value in SQL? The first value function is an analytical window function that returns the first value in an ordered set of values. It's typically used in scenarios where you need to retrieve the first record based on some sort of ordering within a partition of your data. Okay. To explain this, let me give you one example. Let's suppose we have a table. In this table, we have data of sales, where we have employee ID. In this table, we have employee ID. Then we have salesperson name of a salesperson, name of a salesperson. Then we have amount generated by each salesperson, and we have date. On a particular date, we have generated this much amount by this salesperson. Okay. So here, let's suppose we want to extract the value which we have generated by each salesperson. What is the first value we have generated by each salesperson on a particular date? So in this scenario, we can use our first value window function. Here we need to do partition by sales name of salesperson. We will partition by name of salesperson to generate to find out what first value we have generated by each salesperson on a particular date. So in this way, we can use our first value window function. Let's understand more about it by solving one question from our product table, so that you will have a clear idea what is first value exactly and how it works. So let's solve this question to understand first value more clearly. Write a query to display the most expensive product under each category corresponding to each record. So we already know we have a table name product where we have product category, brand, product name, price, etc. Now we are going to write a query to understand this first value. For that you need to write select star and you need to write first value. So now we are going to find out our most expensive product from given table. So you need to write a query like this: select, then star, then our window function first value. You need to mention you want to find out the first name of the product. That's why it's and we need to write product name. Then we are going to use overflows, and we need to mention we want partition by category, product, underscore category. Um, then we need to sort this data based on price because we are going to find out the most expensive product. So we need to write order by price and that too in descending order because we are going to find most expensive. So we need maximum price first and use this method alias as most expensive product from table name product. Okay, this is the syntax. This is how we can write first value syntax. And let's execute this. See, here we have bifurcated our category, our product category. We have 5 product category: earphone, then headphone, laptop, phone, and smartwatch. The most expensive product is AirPods. The price is 280 from earphone category. Then we have a headphone. Next product is our headphone. The most expensive product is 550. Price is 550 and name is AirPod Max. Then we have laptop. The most expensive laptop is XPS 17. Price is 2500. Then next is phone. The most expensive phone is Galaxy Z Fold 3. Price is 1800. Okay. So here you can see we have got all the first value from each category corresponding to price. Okay. Based on their price. So this is how the first value works. And instead of, let me explain, instead of category, if question say we want a maximum price based on brand, different brands. So instead of Galaxy Z Fold 3, you will get the brand name. Okay. The brand name is OnePlus. Okay. So instead of AirPods Pro, you will get Apple as a result. So this is a little difference. Whatever question has asked, you need to write accordingly. Okay. So this is how first value for window function works. Now moving to our next window function. Let's learn about what is last value window function in SQL. In SQL, the last value window function is an analytical window function that returns the last value in an ordered set of values. It is commonly used when you need to retrieve the last record based on a specific ordering within a partition of your data. This is the syntax of last value. This is expression over partition by clause, order by clause, rows range clause. So we are going to implement all these syntax. What does the expression means? Partition by clause you already know. Order by clause for sorting out the data, and rows and range. There is minor difference between rows and range clause that we are going to learn when we are going to do practical sum. Let's learn about some terms about the syntax of last value window function. Expression means the column or expression from which you want the last value. Partition by clause means divides the result set into partitions to which the function is applied. This is optional. I already told you this partition by clause is optional. If you, it totally depends on situation. If situation, what whatever will be your requirement, accordingly you can write partition by clause. Otherwise, you can keep as it is. Then we have order by clause, which specifies the logical order in which the values are processed. Then we have rows range clause, which defines the window frame. This window frame is new topic. This is optional and specifies the range of rows to be considered for the function. Uh, what does it window frame means? Window frame means whenever we have partition uh, in any column, and within that column, if you want subset of records, then to create the subset of record by default in SQL, that by default clause is known as window frame clause. Okay, so that we will learn in detail while solving the question. Let's solve this question to understand last value. Write the query to display the least expensive product under each category corresponding to each record. So we are going to find the least expensive value from this table. Okay, we have learned how to fetch out first value from given table. Now we are going to learn what is the how we can use last value to fetch out our least expensive product. Let's write last underscore value, then product name, over partition by product category, order by price in descending order because we want result at the bottom of the each partition as least expensive product. Now let's execute and see. It's perfect. Let's execute this query and see. So we got one additional column, name is least expensive product, but we, if you see this properly, you can see we have not got the record as per our requirements. Here you can see in earphone partition, we have most expensive product 280. The price of this most expensive product AirPods Pro is 280, highest among these four records, and the lowest price from this record is 170, and the name of the product is Galaxy Buds Live. So we should display here Galaxy Buds Live in all the records. Instead of this, we are getting another product name. Why this is happening? Because in SQL, whenever we are using a window function, it processes uh, by default it uses the window frame clause. So before that, we need to understand what is frame. Whenever we are using window function in respect of last value, let's learn about what is the frame clause. The frame clause is a part of the SQL window functions features which allows for sophisticated data analysis over a specific partition of data. It defines a subset of rows within a partition which can be used to perform calculations related to the current row. Understanding the frame clause is crucial for leveraging the full power of the window function. So key components of the frame clauses rows versus range. Rows versus range means specify the frame in terms of physical rows. Range specifies the frame in terms of logical range, often involving value-based comparisons. So when we are going to do practical example, that time I will explaining what is the difference between rows and range. Start and end points of frame clause. Unbounded proceeding. The frame starts at the first row of the partition that is known as unbounded preceding, then current row, the frame starts on the ends of the current row. Then end preceding means the frame starts or ends n rows before the current row, and following means the frame starts or ends n rows after the current row. Unbounded following means the frame ends at the last row of the partition. When we are going to solve practically, that time you will get to know each points given here. That frame will create a subset from the given partition. Here we have partition earphone, and from this earphone, if we want to find out the based on price, a subset of values which are least expensive product, then by default, this window function will create a window which only for processes on a basis of unbounded proceeding, like only for the given range. Okay, to understand this, we need to understand what is the by default frame clause is looks like. Okay, if you mention or not mention it was by default and give result like this. So let's understand. You need to copy this query and write like this. Here we have systematically first value, same first value window function, last value window function, and after order by clause, always frame should be written after order by clause. We have frame by default frame clause range between unbounded preceding and current. Okay, what is the meaning of range between unbounded preceding and current row? We will learn in respect of last value. So range means whatever window function we are applying, it will create a separate window for each records and separate that will within a given range only. Between unbounded means very first record of this data. Preceding means prior to current row, and current row means current row, given row. Now, which we want this least expensive product here also, but why it is not displaying? Because the frame clause works according to unbounded preceding. Means here you can see before earphone we don't have any data. So whenever we are processing a window function like last value, it will SQL by default will consider this value as current value as well as last value. It is why the most expensive products is also same as least expensive product, because before this product, SQL is considering a same record, only single record and single range for the given data, given record, because previous record we don't have. Okay, previously we don't have any records. So in previous row, so if so next if we process this second row, then SQL by default considered both these rows as a frame, and this current row that will consider as a last row, last value, and this first row that will it will consider as SQL will consider as first value. Only within these two rows that will consider as range. That is why it is written range between unbounded proceeding. Unbounded means very first, very first value. Proceeding means prior value. So before this row, this second row, we have prior value airports row. So that is why for SQL by default is considering this row as a last value and giving result as it is W8000 XM4. So this is how our frame close works. If you processes this third row, then it will consider this third row as a last value. You can see the result, and prior row as a second value, previous row as a second value. This is how our frame close works. But we want our result as Galaxy Burst Live should be displayed here as a least expensive product in all our records. So for that, we can modify this frame clause. Okay. Instead of current row, we can write unbounded following. Okay. Unbounded following means preceding means prior to the current row, and following means next to the current row. So if we execute this query now, let me execute first and see the result. See, we have got the result as per our requirements. We have got a least expensive product Galaxy Bird Live all over the rows. Most expensive product is airports in earphone category, and least expensive product is Galaxy Bird Live. That's how in headphone category we have most expensive product AirPods Max and least expensive Surface headphones too. Okay. Like in laptop category, we have most expensive product XPS 17 and least expensive product MacBook Air. This is how our by default frame clause works. We can modify as per our requirement and situation. So one thing you need to be understand, make sure whenever you are using this window function, this mostly this by default frame close is only impact have an impact on last value, nth value, and aggregate function. It does not have any impact on any other window functions, types of window functions. Okay, so this thing you should remember, and let's learn some more things how rows and range can be differentiated from each other. Let's learn about what is the difference between range and rows. Instead of range, if you specify rows here, and if you execute this query now and see is the result, you can see rows is giving us same result as before. So let's take one. Output is very much similar, but if you have a duplicate values, then how rows will give us a result. Let's see. Instead, let's take one example. We can take a phone category because we have a duplicate value in phone category. So here we can write where product category is equal to phone. Phone. If you execute this query, we will get all the data related to phone category only. And over there, we can see what is the difference between phone, sorry, rows and dates. Let's execute this query. Here we got all the data related to phone category only. Here you can see the most expensive product is Galaxy Z4 1800 and least expensive is OnePlus Nord. Okay, you can see at the bottom 300 only. So just showing perfectly. But here you can see in this value, to focus on these three values, we have duplicate value here. So if instead of unbounded following, if you write current row here, current row, yeah, and if you execute now and see, you will get different result. Because what is the difference between rows and range? It will rows will give you the exact current row value, whereas range will give you the all the records within a frame, last value of the all the records within a frame. So instead of rows and range, instead of rows, you can write range also here. Here you can see. And now if you execute this, you can see we are getting last value as a result. Okay, within a frame. Only for this duplicate value, we are getting last value because in this frame, given frame, where value is 1000, duplicate value, we are getting last value as a least expensive product. So that's how range and rows works. Basically, rows will give you exactly currently the result which are currently we are having in product name, and range will give you because we have given order by clause, so we will give you result as per given frame, the last value of the given range. All the value range will give you, and row will only give you a current row. So if instead of range here, you can write rows with current row, that will give you only current row. Okay. This is the basically difference between rows and range. Now, what is the one more modification you can do? Instead of range between unbounded preceding and current row, you can write range between two preceding and two following. Preceding and two following. So in this case, you will get the data prior to two records, and two following means you will get data prior to two followings, to next number. Okay, that's how also you can work. So you can see here we are getting data prior to two columns, two rows, and prior to next rows. Okay, the most expensive product is Galaxy Z43 here, and at least expensive also same because we don't have any previous data. Yeah, that's why it is showing same current row and lux row is same here. Okay, so that's how we can modify things. Let's change this again. Instead of range, right row, and here change the settings and current rows. Rounded and current. So now if we execute this query, you can see you select this and execute. You can see we are getting result. The most expensive product is same. And if you see this data, first five data in phone category, we are getting Galaxy S21, this row as a least expensive product here, and Galaxy Z Flip 3. Also, we are getting same because we have a duplicate data. But what rows is doing, row is only considering current row. Okay, it is giving a current result. What is given here? Whatever result we are given here, it is rows only will give us a current result, current rows result. Okay, range will give us a full range of records and last value from the given frame. Okay, so this is how range and rows works. Let's learn about the alternate ways of writing queries. Same result by using alternate ways to write a query. Uh, First, copy this or C, paste it here. We have copy or query which was written before. Now, instead of here, uh, this alternate query should be written after where clause only, and sorry, where condition and before order by clause. So here you can write Windows. We are using alias window W S, and now we are going to copy this overflows and write. Okay. So what we have done, we have copied our previous query as it is, and now we give a we write a window function here, and we name this window function as W, and rest of the things overclose is written as it is, as we written before. Okay. Yeah, we need to continue over. No, we don't need to write. Now we are going to delete this overclose. Whatever we have written in overclose, that we need to delete, and instead of this, we need to write only W. Okay. Here also, in our first value window function also, we have used overclose, which is same, and instead of this, you can only write W. So I have to delete this thing. Okay. Here, write W and make this overclose. Same thing here. WS list expensive product from product category. So instead of writing overclose, what this partition by category, product category, order by price descending again and again, we are writing like with alias, W alias. Okay, no need to write again and again because this is the use of, because in this way you can, if you execute this query, then you will get same answer as we already have here. Let's see, we are getting same answer or not. See, you are getting same answer. So in this way also you can write the query. Here you can see the difference. This is our previous query where you need to mention overclose again and again. If you have more than, if you want to write more than 10 window function at the same time, but to most of the time this partition by clause, this overclose going to be same. So again and again, if you don't want to write again and again, then you can use this method instead of writing again and again overclose, because it is almost similar, right? You can write at once like this window WS, then one time whatever overclose you want to give, Instead of this, you can write this also, unbounded preceding and unbounded following also, following. And if you execute, you will get result. Okay. So this areas also we can, this is very helpful if you are like going to use this window function and you are going to write this overclose again and again with different window function, different types of window function, then this is very useful. So this is the way where which saves your coding or saves your query. Well, query will be written more readable in this by using this method instead of this previous method. Here you can see this is little bit lengthy. Okay, here we are doing the same thing with the help of alias window W. Okay, so this is a done. Our alternate way is done. Now let's proceed further. Value window function. Nth value window function returns the value of the nth row in the result set. Means, as we already know, in our first value window function, first value will fetch out the first record from the given partition from the given data set, and last value will fetch out the last value from the given partition, which are there in data set. But what nth value does, nth value will help you to fetch out whatever position you mention in your query. Okay, whatever information you want, then that type of information it will fetch out. That is why it is returned the value of nth row in the result set. Let's understand more about nth value by this example. We are going to find out, write a query to display the second most expensive product under each category. So let me share you SQL. Now we are going to write query for finding out our nth value, how to use nth value. For let's copy this query as it is. Here we have copied. Now we have already returned first value, last value, and now we are going to find out nth value. So need to write nth value. We need to mention product name because we want product name as per product name. If you want brand name, you can use as per your requirement. If you want brand name, you can mention your brand name. You will get your result. And here you need to, we are going to find out the second most expensive product. So you need to write the, you need to mention two here. Rest of the thing as it is. Word clause W as most expensive. Sorry, second most expensive. Second most expensive product from product table. So likewise, now it's perfect. So this is, if you execute this query, you will get our second most expensive product. Here you can see our first most expensive product is a Galaxy Z43, then least expensive product is OnePlus Nord, and our second most expensive product is iPhone 12 Pro Max. Why? Because, oh, sorry, here we are going to mention our phone category only, so that we need to cut down. So now if you execute this query, here you can see we are getting, this is by default, this range between unbounded proceeding and unbounded following, it will SQL have by default in SQL system. So Here you can see our most expensive product is AirPods Pro in earphone category. Then our least expensive product is Galaxy Buds Live, and our second most expensive product is, you can see, WF1000 XM4. Price is 250. So this is how our end value window function works. Instead of two, if you want to find out the third most expensive, you can find out if you execute by writing three here. You can mention third position, and if you execute, you will get our third last most expensive product. Okay. Then if you want to give five, then also you can write five. Fifth position if you want, then you can write fifth also and execute. Here you can see we have null value because in our first two partition we don't have five records. We have only four records in our first two partition. That is why it is written null for both the partition. But in laptop we have fifth record, so that is why it is written XPS 13 here, and we have value here. Okay. In our first two partition, headphone and earphone, we only have four records, so that is why it is written null. Okay, this is how our nth value works. Whatever information we have given or whatever position number we have given, that position record this will display here. Okay, this is how our nth value works. Let's move to our next topic. So let's learn about what is Ntile window function. This Ntile window function means distributes the rows in an ordered partition into a specified number of groups and assign a number to each row reflecting the group to which it belongs. Okay, which means this with the help of this Ntile window function, we can segregate our column, our particular category into three different buckets. We can create a group of things and we can give number their according to our requirements, and we can rank them. Let's suppose we can take this example. We need to write a query to segregate all the expensive phones, mid-range phones, and the cheaper phones. So we can use our this entire window function. With the help of this, we can create three different buckets to fetch out the information like expensive phones, which are the expensive phones, which are the mid-range phones, and which are the cheaper phones. So if we want to fetch out the group of things, and we need want to give the numbers also with equal numbers of things. If we want to distribute, if you want to bifurcate into three different buckets, here we are going to make three different because three things we are required, so we are going to create three buckets. If we want to more information, then this entire window function will create equal number of groups for each category, for each parameters. Okay, here we have three parameters: expensive phone, mid-range phones, and cheaper phones. But if we want more than three parameters, then also we can make. Okay, so let's solve this example. So you will have a clear idea what is entire window function is all about. Uh, Let me read again. Write a query to segregate all the expensive phones, mid-range phones, and the cheaper phones. So we are going to find out. We are going to create a three category: your expensive phone, mid-range phones, and the cheaper phones with the help of entire window function. So let me share my skill here. So now we are going to write a fresh query for learning entire window function. For that, you need to write select star entire window function. Here we need to mention, because we are going to find out our three category: most expensive, mid-range, and cheaper one. So that's why we are mentioning three here. Then we need to write our close. Right now we don't want any partition because we are only talking about phone category here. So we don't need to write any partition here. From product category, sorry, from product table, where we need to filter out this data according to product category. So we need to give condition like where product category is equal to phone. One more thing here, we don't need to write a partition by, but we need to write order by clause because we want as per price, right? Order by price in descending order because we are going to find out the expensive, mid-range, and cheaper one. So that is why we are going to from maximum to minimum. That is why we have to write descending order as we need to give name also buckets. Okay. So now let's execute this query and see how it works. So here we got total we have 10 records of phone category. Okay. So that is why it is distributing 4 3 because 10 we have only 3 categories. So 3 here, one bucket is having 3, one bucket is having number 2, and 4 bucket, and we have 4 ones here. Why? Because 10 can't be number 10 can't be distributed by equally, right? We have 10 numbers, so 10 numbers can be distributed equally. So they it is uh, this window function, this entire window function gives priority to first bucket only. That is why it is written 1 4 times. Then we have 2 3 times equally distributed, and 3 3 times. So if you mention here instead of 3, if you want to create 5 buckets, and let's execute this and see. Here you can see we have total 10 of 10 records. So two records we got, two buckets each we are getting here. One here, two, three, three, four, and five. Equally, the grouping are done equally because we have written 5 here. So this is how it the value is distributed equally among 3 buckets. But now we need to write subquery because we want product name as well, right? So let me again give 3 and execute this. Now we are going to write a subquery. So for that, what you need to do, you need to write select, then product name, and we are going to use a case statement here. We are going to give 3 case when and give alias here. Make this make this query as subquery and give alias as x. So we can write here when kx dot bucket is equal to 1, then it should be written expensive phones. Okay. Okay. Or case when x dot bucket buckets is equal to 2, then it should be written mid-range phone. Mid-range phone, and when x dot bucket is equal to 3, then should be written as cheaper phone. Okay. Now we have created our subquery and make this query as a subquery. Um, so we no need to write from here. You can directly get a subquery. To get the result perfectly, final result, we need to make this query into uh, subquery. Okay. So for that, you need to write select, then product name. You need to mention product name. Then we need to use this case statement where we are giving. And first of all, you need to give this product category phone alias as x so that you can use this case statement where you need to write when x dot buckets is equal to 1, then it should be expensive phones. It should be written expensive phones when x dot buckets is equal to 2, then it should be written mid-range phone. Then when x dot buckets is equal to 3, then it should be written cheaper phone and phone category. So to if you now execute this query, you can see we have categorized all the products, we have categorized in three buckets: expensive phones, mid-range phone, and cheaper phone. Okay, equally amongst all 10 records. Okay, so we have 4 records from first bucket. In first bucket, because we have total 10 records, so that is why first buckets are having more records. Then we have three records in each bucket. Okay, mid-range phone is iPhone 12, then Galaxy Z Flip 3, and Galaxy S21. So then we have cheaper phone OnePlus 9, Pixel 5, and OnePlus Nord. This is how we can use our entire window function for segregating a data into equal group. Okay, equal number of rows, equal number of groups. Okay, so let's move to our next window function. So let's learn about the cum-dist window function in MySQL. Cum-dist stands for cumulative distribution. The name itself suggests which helps to compute the cumulative distribution of the value within a set of values, which always provides a value from ranges between 0 to 1. This is a formula of cumulative distribution. Current row number or row number with value same as current row divided by total number of rows. So let's solve one example to get a clear idea what is exactly cum. This example, this is actually this cumulative distribution is based on mathematical formula. So when you solve this question, you will get an idea how it is exactly working. So let's solve this question. This is a question where query to fetch all products that constitute the first 30% of the data in the product table based on its price. Okay, so we already have our product table. Now we are going to find out the first 30% from this product table. Okay, so let's solve. For that, you need to go to MySQL and let's see what select star from our table name is product, right? And let's execute this. We want the full table, right? And with price also. These are our product category, brand, product name, price. So this is our product. Now we are going to find out, now we are going to use our cumulative distribution formula here to find out 30% from this product, from this price column. So for that you need to write like this, select star and cum list. Now we don't want any partition here. So we will Cumulate doesn't accept any argument, so we are not going to give any argument here. But in overflows also, we don't need to do partition because we want all product category. Okay, so we are not going to do partition, but we want order by clause. So we need to write order by price because we want 30% based on price, right? So that is why we need to write order by price as cumulative distribution. Okay, from product. Now let's execute this and see what we are getting. See, we are getting cumulative distribution here based on price, but it's that you can see we are not able to read properly because it has numbers like this. So it is very scary. So we need to convert this number into percentage form, right? For that, what you need to do, you need to write a round function for that, round off cumulative distribution list over clause order by price descending and then we need to multiply this number because we want percentage, right? And we want only two decimal up to two decimal number. One number should be up to two decimal as cum distribution percentage from product. So this is, if you execute this query now, you can see we have got this number. So I already show you this formula, right? Let me formula says current row number or row number with the value same as current row divided by total number of rows. So now we are going to how this number is coming by applying this formula. If you see, if I use calculator here, and if you, this is our current row, when SQL is processing this current row, this first row, this row number is 1. So we need 2, and total number of row we have 27. So this current row means we are going to put 1 here, divide by 27. Then we will get this number. You can see 3.7. 3.37 because we have converted in percentage form. That's why it is coming 3.7. Otherwise, you can see this same number we are getting. So this is how this formula is working. If here we can see when how this 18.52 is coming, because this is a row number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when we divide 5 divide by 27, we will get 0.185. You can see 0.185. And we have converted it into percentage form. So that's how this formula is working. This cumulative distribution, whenever you are going to find out this 30% or something, because we have only 27 records, so this is not looking much useful. But when we are dealing with millions and millions, trillions of data, big data, then that time this is very useful. Where like finding out the 30%. Here we don't have any a proper 30%, but we have a data. You can see up to 25% we have data. So up to this record, so this 7 records is going to be considered as 30% of data from this given table. So after that we have more than 30%. So these are the data which we have more than 30%, 33%, 51. So these are not going to consider. We only want first 30%. So up to 7 record, but we want name also. Okay, along with that. So for that you need to write another query. Now we are going to make a subquery. You need to write like this: select then product name, then cumulative distribution percentage as list percentage, and you need to make this query to subquery from bracket open. You need to give this alias as X, and here you need to write where X dot this cumulative copy this percentage is less than equal to 30. And now if you execute this query, we'll get product name along with 30% of products which are less than 30%, right? So these are 7 products. These are the product name: X space 17, X space 15, surface laptop 4. These are the our 30% less than 30% product. So that's how our cumulative distribution function works. Okay, let's move to our next window function. What is the percent rank? Percent rank is similar to cumulative distribution only, but slightly different because the formula is different to find out the percent rank. It is a relative rank of the current row. Percentage ranking means it is based on the percentage we can give a rank. So if there is a product column, then we need to find out the which product is expensive. Then we can find out from by using this product formula. This window function percent rank. This is the formula of percent rank. Current row number -1 divided by total number of rows -1. It ranges between 0 to 1 always. Not mandatory, but most of the time. Okay. So let's solve this query so that we can understand this percent rank more efficiently. Query to identify how much percentage more expensive is Galaxy Z4 3 when compared to all other products. So now we are going to find out this particular product, Galaxy Z4 3, is how much percentage more expensive compared to all other products. Okay, so let's move to our MySQL and write a query of percentage. Okay. So for that, you need to write select, then star, percent rank, clause, order by price, minus percentage discount line from product. Okay. Now let's execute this query. See. So here we got new column person rank, but you can see it is not readable. Okay, so we need to convert this into, we need to round function. We can use round function to convert to this value into more readable. So let's execute a round function. Query around percent rank over order by price descending. And then to make this value into percentage form, need to write like this, and let's execute this. You can see now it is more meaningful than this column per rank. Why it is coming 0 here, how it is getting calculated, because we already know this formula, right? Current row number minus 1 divided by the total number of rows minus 1. So let me explain this formula by this value. Here, whenever SQL is processing this current row means row number 1. Formula says current row minus 1 means 1 minus 1 is 0 divided by total number of rows we have 27. 27 minus 1 is 26. So 0 divided by 26 is 0. So any number we divide by, and 0 is always going to be 0, right? So here, if you are processing this second row, then two current rows. So 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 divided by 27 minus 1 is 26. So 1 divided by 26 is nothing but 3.85. If you want to check, you can use calculator. 1 divided by 26. So you can see we are getting same answer 0.38, but we have converted into percentage form, so that's why it is going to be 3.85. Okay, so that's how this formula works, percentage formula. But we want, our question says, what our query is saying. Let me show you again. Our query is query to identify how much percentage more expensive is Galaxy Z Fold 3 when compared to product. So whenever we use this percentage formula, we can consider, take any example, any let's suppose this laptop. So you can say in other words, like this laptop MacBook Pro 13 is 11.54% more expensive than all other product. It is always coming, this percentage rank always coming between 0 to 100. You can see 0 to 1. Last you can see it is 100. So it's not mandatory, but it is most of the time it is always considered, which comes under 0 to 100. Okay, 0 to 1. Okay. So now we are going to find out our Galaxy Z Fold 3. For that you need to make this query to subquery, like we have done in our cumulative distribution. So now we want select, then product name, select, then product name, right? We want product name. Then we want per rank, from, and make this query a subquery, and where you need to give a condition here to give alias as X, and here we are going to give condition. Let me put this. Where your X dot product name should be Yeah, let's see. Z. To get our final result, we need to write a query. We need to make this query into a subquery, convert this query into subquery to get what we want. As in our question, we want galaxies at for 3%. So select then product name or rank, then from, then our query, which we have written already, and in new condition where x dot product name is equal to galaxies at for 3. So now if we are executing this query, let's see, we are getting product name galaxies at for 3 is 19.3%, 19.23%. Okay. So that's how our percent rank works. So here we have completed all the functions of this video. So here we have completed with our types of window function. All the window function we have completed, and uh, in our next class we are going to learn about our new topic. And this is our 14th class. I think few more class is needed. Then we will wind up with our SQL tutorial and we will start with our new topic. What new topic you want to learn from me, please mention in comments so that I will surely look after to it and make a video on that about that topic. And if you like my video, please do like, subscribe, and share.